The PlayStation 5 has a wealth of games on the horizon, and while there are those pillar titles that everyone's excited for, whether it be a Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart, Final Fantasy 16, God of War Ragnarok, there are also some games that you might not be abundantly aware about coming out just because they are going a little bit under the radar to a varying extent. Some of them you might know about, some of them you don't, so let's go over 10 of those games that I don't think are getting as much buzz as they deserve. Without further ado, let's get right into it, and let's start off with Stray. This is being published by Annapurna Interactive, and it's a pretty interesting game. It notes, lost, alone, and separated from family, a stray cat must untangle an ancient mystery to escape a long-forgotten cyber city and find the way home. Stray is a third-person cat adventure game set amidst the detailed neon-lit alleys of a decaying cyber city and the murky environments of its seedy underbelly. See the world through the eyes of a stray and interact with the environment in playful ways. Stray is developed by Blue 12 Studio, a small team from south of France, mostly made of cats and a handful of humans. Visually, the game looks great, and obviously, the idea of playing as a cat in a cyber city with this interesting setting, I think that is so unique, and from that standpoint alone, I think it's a game that, when it comes out, I think it's going to have a certain buzz about it just because it is so unique, but right now, I don't think a lot of people are fully aware of this game, so keep your eyes on Stray. It might be one that does end up surprising you. Next up, this one might be one that, ardent PlayStation 5 followers are fully aware about, but I feel like from a more casual perspective, a lot of people don't know about Returnal. Now, why am I so excited about Returnal? It's not necessarily from the gameplay I've seen of it, which I think looks pretty good. However, what makes me even more excited about it is the fact that this game is being developed by Housemarque, a studio that I've been championing for a long time. It's a Finnish game development studio, and they're most known for working on downloadable games that you might have downloaded from the PlayStation Store, whether that be a Super Stardust HD, Dead Nation. They worked on Outland, they've done Resogun, Alien Nation, Nex Machina, Matterfall, and these games were awesome arcade-oriented experiences, and all of them I really enjoyed. However, all of them were at a lighter budget. Returnal seems to be their first foray in terms of actually working on a AAA big-budget title, and this is gonna be their opportunity. I know that Housemarque has been looking for this opportunity where they can kind of grow out of that spectrum of just being within, that AA game development studio. This is a full big budget AAA title. It is a PlayStation 5 exclusive, and this is their opportunity to really knock it out of the park. It is a third-person science fiction shooter with psychological horror elements, and I really hope this one delivers because more than any other studio, Housemarque to me is one of those studios that really deserves the recognition and deserves to be in the limelight among the top-tier studios, and this is really their opportunity to do so. I am sure that they are experiencing a ton of pressure because this is the opportunity they've been waiting for, and I really hope they do knock it out of the park when Returnal drops in 2021. Next up, Rainbow Six Quarantine is coming. This is obviously from Ubisoft, and as far as Rainbow Six titles go, this is one that kind of got announced and then kind of fell to the wayside as well. If you're unaware of it, it's a 3-player tactical co-op shooter set several years in the future of the Rainbow Six universe. It's being developed by an entirely new team at Ubisoft Montreal that was inspired by the long-standing brand legacy of tactical co-op shooters, and it's set last year's Outbreak event in Rainbow Six Siege was the spark that ignited passions within the group, and they've come back now a year later with a true new vision, a deeply radically redesigned full game experience. So it has roots from that. I believe this one saw an unfortunate delay, but we should see it in its full release sometime in 2021. Next up, we have the Lords of the Ring Golem. This is one that kind of got announced prior to the release of the PlayStation 5, and maybe that's why it kind of got swept under the rug. However, this is a game that when it comes out, obviously it's going to have a lot of buzz surrounding it, and it still has a relatively decent amount of buzz. The Lords of the Ring Golem is a story-driven action-adventure take on a perilous journey as Gollum, chasing the only thing that is precious to him, skillfully and cunning, but also torn by a split personality, one mind, two egos, you decide. Truth be told, not the biggest Lord of the Rings fan in the world. I'm sure a lot of you guys are much bigger fans than I am, but the game itself from a gameplay and presentation standpoint looks pretty good, and I am all about more story-driven experiences, so this is one that I am definitely going to check out. We still don't know when it's going to be released. It's not confirmed for 2021, so this could easily be a 2022 title, but let's hope Data Lake gets this out sooner rather than later. Next up, This is right up my alley. Solar Ash. This is another one being published by Annapurna Interactive, and they've been publishing a lot of great stuff. Solar Ash is the second game from Heart Machine. If you're unfamiliar with Heart Machine, they are the guys that did the excellent Hyper Light Drifter. I believe that came out back in 2015, 2016. Amazing art style to that game. Really a throwback to games like The Legend of Zelda and titles like that. This one definitely has a different presentation style, but a very, very slick presentation in this one as well. It doesn't really harken back to, say, old school titles, but it has a great visual style all in its own. Really excited to check out this one, and it's a surreal, vivid, and highly stylized world filled with wind, high-speed traversal, endearing characters, and massive enemy encounters. The Void is calling. Hopefully this one is out sometime in 2021. Really looking forward to this one. If you never played Hyper Light Drifter, go back and play that one. If you don't have a PS4 for whatever reason, you can check it out on PC. Super easy to run. Great game, and you can get it for pretty cheap these days, and I'm sure you'll enjoy it quite a bit. Next up, being published by Capcom, Pragmata is one that is also getting quite a bit of buzz. However, you know, buzz more so in the hardcore gaming community. I wouldn't really say this is one that's being known in a casual perspective. However, obviously, being published by Capcom, Capcom is one of those publishers that has gained a lot of favor over the last few years. They've been doing a lot of things that consumers have actually wanted to see. They've done good by Devil May Cry, Monster Hunter, and hopefully Pragmata is the next game, and this is a brand new IP. Lose yourself in a brand new sci-fi action-adventure game from Capcom, the creators of Resident Evil and Devil May Cry. Pragmata will present players with a profound story and setting as cutting-edge visuals take full advantage of next-generation platform features, all made possible by the power of the PlayStation 5 console. It's set in a dystopian near future and explore a unique lunar world. We still don't know exactly when this is going to come out. It's out of 2022, so a long ways away for Pragmata, but I'm really hoping that this one turns out to be quite good as well. Trailer was pretty compelling, so I think this is one that is going to be on a lot of people's radar as we get closer and closer to the release, and once this gets a little bit more gameplay. Next up, we have The Little Devil Inside. This is a game being done by NeoStream Interactive, and it notes explore, discover, adapt, fight, and survive. Experience a world filled with atmospheric contrasts. Embark on hostile missions and journeys that challenge your survival instincts and the choices you make. This one got a brief trailer back during the PlayStation 5 showcase in June, and we still don't know a ton about the game. Like the visual style, however, this is one that did see a fundraising campaign that thankfully, the game is greenlit and it will be seeing the light of day, so that's great. It notes that it's an action-adventure RPG with survival elements set in an atmospheric, semi-open world, and this is another one that's got a really unique look to it, so I think from that standpoint, there's going to be some people that are captivated by the look. I think some people are going to be, unfortunately, turned off, but we'll see how the game does turn out. Hopefully, we'll see a 2021 release window for this one. Next up, another one that looks really cool, Recompile. Take control of a semi-sapient program and escape deletion in an atmospheric Metroidvania-inspired hacking adventure set in the sprawling 3D world of the mainframe. Recompile features intense combat, tight platforming, environmental hacking, and a unique branching narrative. This is one that has a really cool look to it. Its gameplay definitely harkens back to me of like a very stylistic arcade title. There's a title that definitely, like, I get a little bit of Super Hot vibes from it, not necessarily in terms of the gameplay, but some of the presentation elements. Great particle effects from what I can see with this one. The game also notes, witness the birth of sapient AI in a sprawling atmospheric hacking adventure combining traditional Metroidvania mechanics with a dynamic branching narrative system. Recompile challenges players to explore, fight, hack, and survive, discover the many secrets beneath the ancient digital landscape, and prepare for system-wide reconfiguration. Looks like an incredibly fast-paced, action-oriented, and adventure experience, so we'll see how this one turns out. I believe we are due for a release on this sometime in 2021, so hopefully they can hit that. Next up, we have Team Kill's Quantum Error. This is one of the earlier PlayStation 5 titles that was announced. This is described as a cosmic horror first-person shooter. Definitely getting vibes of something like a Dead Space with this one, or maybe even an Alien Isolation. The story of the game is set around the time when the Monad Quantum Research Facility, 30 miles off the shore of California, is attacked by an unknown entity, engulfing the complex in flames and putting it into a full containment lockdown. A distress call is sent for mutual aid to the Garboa Fire Department in San Francisco, California. Fire Chief Sturgis answers the call and sends you, Captain Jacob Thomas, your partner Shane Costa, and a crew by helicopter to the Monad facility. Your mission is simple: save as many lives from the burning complex as possible and get out. However, what starts as a rescue mission quickly plummets into darkness when you arrive and find that things are not as they appear. It's a cosmic horror first-person shooter, and we still don't have a release window for this one. Hopefully sometime late 2021, early 22, I would imagine. But we'll see how that one turns out. Definitely one to keep on your radar. And lastly, one that I've been following quite a bit is Atomic Heart. This is one that I heard of quite a while ago, and Atomic Heart is an adventure first-person shooter coming from Mundfish, events of which unfold in an alternate universe during the high noon of the Soviet Union. The principal character of the game is a special agent, P3, who after an unsuccessful landing on Enterprise 3826 is trying to figure out what went wrong. So this is definitely a mystery horror style of experience. It looks to be a pretty dark game in terms of its atmosphere. Some of the screenshots already getting quite the eerie vibe from it, but I feel like that's something that could definitely be right up the alley of many. Soviet setting with a pitch of insanity, action-packed gameplay, and a thrilling story will keep you entertained for the whole duration of your journey into the world of Atomic Heart. Unfold the secrets, restore peace and order, and show the motherland what you got. So this is another one without a release date or even a window at this point, but hopefully, again, 2021, 2022, you know, these games are going to be in development for a little bit, at least in terms of some of them, but hopefully they do end up delivering when they come out. So that's going to conclude this video. Outside of this, there are a ton of other PlayStation 5 titles that are in development, cross-gen titles, everything in between, that you might not be perfectly aware about. These are 10 I did want to put some attention to, especially titles like Recompile, which I feel like is not getting a lot of attention. Pragmata, even if that game is out in 2022. Solar Ash, especially. Solar Ash, I think, is going to be a game, given that Heart Machine did a terrific job with Hyper Light Drifter. Let's see if they can double that success with Solar Ash. But that's going to wrap up this video. Definitely let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Sound off with all of your thoughts. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.